All right, we have some breaking news from the president. He's actually just announced on Twitter that he has plans to grant a full pardon to conservative commentator and author Dinesh D'Souza. D'Souza pleaded guilty in 2014 to campaign finance violations arising from contributions to a GOP Senate candidate. And the president says that D'Souza, quote, was treated very unfairly by our government. Let's bring in Mark Preston now to join us to talk about this. This was somewhat unexpected, right, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, we certainly did not see this coming. And in many ways, though, we shouldn't be surprised, because what we've seen is President Trump with other pardons of famous people. Joe Arpaio, for example, we saw him pardon him recently. And in addition to that, we saw Scooter Libby as well, who was pardoned. Now, Scooter Libby, of course, was the former chief of staff to Vice President Dick Cheney. And was involved in releasing the name of a CIA agent. But having said that, President Trump clearly doing something that is unexpected. But Brianna, should we ever be not expect him to do something that would surprise us?
That's right.
There's something interesting here, guys. This is the fifth time the president has used his pardon power so far. But one interesting note here: you see the end of the tweet, Mark Preston, where the president says he was treated unfairly by our government. Oh, right. One of the lead U.S. attorneys on the case was Preet Bharara.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, he also thinks, for the fact is, he also is, when he makes these pardons, he said the same thing about Joe Arpaio. He's saying this about this gentleman as well. And
but he and Preet, the president and Preet, have no love between those two.
No, of course, no love between those two. But it's also President Trump is trying to make the point that he too is also being treated unfairly by the government, certainly by the FBI and the Justice Department as we speak right now. And this author, who he has pardoned, is also a very well-known conservative and a Donald Trump supporter.
So what's his game here? Who's he sending this message to?
Well, a couple of things. I think that he's sending it to all his supporters across the country, that he is going to stand up for those that he thinks that have been treated unfairly. And in this case, it so happens to be a conservative celeb in many ways. So I think that's who he's reaching out to. And I also think he's trying to make a point that other people are being untreated fairly. Hey, everybody, look at me because I am being treated unfairly.
So, Mark Preston, though, what about, a name comes to my mind is Michael Cohen. I mean, Michael Cohen was in court yesterday. Michael Cohen is someone who could be damaging to the president, potentially. Mm-hmm. And, is this also an assertion of, I have pardon power?
You have to wonder, is there a little underlying message there that no matter what happens to you, Michael, up with the Southern District of New York and their investigation into your business practices, I could be there for you. So, Poppy, you're right. There could be a little subtle message being sent.